Hey heroes, welcome in. We are your hosts for hire. I am Kyle Cage. This is Lucas Rand, as
Yo,
always. So today we're just chatting a little bit, we're going to be talking a little bit of Thunderbolts, see what Colin has to say.
we got
Maybe
more to say, man. We got more to say.
maybe do some spilled milk. We did do an episode on Thunderbolts. Go check that out. We're going to be doing it at the end, so we'll let you know so that if you haven't watched Thunderbolts, go watch it first off.
Yes,
Lucas saw it a second time, which is
I
why
did.
we're still
We
talking
got more.
about
Yeah,
it.
we're still talking about it. But we're gonna pull some topics from Colin today
Colin,
and just see what we can talk about because we're just in the mood to talk.
yeah,
So
we've
we're
been
gonna be
chatting,
talking.
and yeah. So please join us in the comments. Give us a follow, like, share, subscribe at Hosts4Hire podcast. It's Hosts4Hire with the number 4 podcast on all socials. And without further ado, what does Colin have to say?
Colin, Colin wants to know, Kyle, what characters do you think, or do we think, and the people think most importantly? Because Colin, let me assure you, doesn't care about Kyle and I's
No,
opinions.
no,
He wants your opinions.
yes.
And what characters do we all think deserve a new TV series or film that hasn't like a character that hasn't been represented in TV or film
Yeah, this is a good one because I feel
yet?
like a lot of people have a lot of different opinions. First thing that comes into my mind immediately is Spawn.
Oh, yeah,
That was
ready.
the
We're ready for another
immediate.
one.
Yeah,
Like there's Ben, but we don't talk about
no, we
that.
need a guy like the show. The animated
The
show is
animated
all
show
we
is
have.
is banger,
That's all we have, though.
but
And that
that
was the
is
'90s.
yes, that's
Like we
all we have.
need we need better Spawn, new Spawn. Uh, what do you got?
You were so ready. You know what? The first thought that comes into my head, and you're gonna absolutely hate me. Taskmaster.
We gotta
you know,
save that.
you know who needs something, who deserves something, who hasn't ever been in anything ever. Because like we're not even accepting the Taskmaster that we've gotten as a Taskmaster.
We're saving that, Lucas.
No, it can't be saved. It can't be saved because that's who I think
We
deserves
need,
a whole
yeah,
TV series about their badassery.
yeah,
Be it yes. But no,
yeah,
if I had
yeah.
to think of another character,
Oh, that's good. Taskmaster. I mean, that's fair. I definitely think that that's
no, if I
necessary.
that was just me being silly, but if I had to like actually think of someone that I think is like extremely interesting that has never gotten like a show, it would be like Firestorm, like
Mm,
Static Shock. Like even though
mm.
like he also has the animated show,
But we
needs
need
a
a
new
new
a new one.
iteration
Um, my brain goes real DC to
Mhm.
be honest.
because we
Like
don't have enough good
yeah,
instances of it. That's why.
like
Makes sense.
yeah, I think that those would be the ones. And then but then for real, Taskmaster.
Yeah.
Because he needs to be represented better. And I know it's impossible not being silly because he was just in these like he was in or she was in Black Widow and
Yeah.
then
I
spoiler
think
alert in
yeah.
Thunderbolts, but like
Yeah.
we just can't count that. We just can't count that. Unfortunately, the MCU did Taskmaster so
So
poorly
dirty.
and not like again, there's so many people that think the gender bend is the problem with Taskmaster. Like if gosh, if you think that that's the problem with Taskmaster and not just the fact that I, what's the best way to put this? I like when they change origins. They did it to Void a little bit. They did it to Namor. Like they do it to a lot of these characters, and I'm so down with that shit. They changed Taskmaster to be rather than having like his perfect symbiotic reflexes or whatever like it's called.
Hmm.
It's more that she needs to watch, and then she records it in like
Yeah.
her mind, and then she can like duplicate it.
Now I'm trying to
Like
think what is the something mimicry. Uh
whatever it is, it
yeah.
like they already didn't do that. Fine, they deviated it into like something that she needs to watch, like a video or watch physically somebody do something, and then she can replicate it. They did they
Which is kind of like what his original
right.
thing
It's a
is the
deviation, but it's not bad. That's not
no,
where they
no,
fucked it up. Where they
the thing
fucked it up was just in their
yeah,
display of the ability. They
exactly.
didn't display it in Black Widow very well. They did it all right in that like bridge scene, where she does like the
Mhm.
like triple Black Panther kick. She like shoots as like Hawkeye, does some like Captain America stuff. But then that's all
She
you
does
get
have
in the whole movie.
Mhm.
So that was the complaint, right? Like we didn't hate Taskmaster as a character.
No. And
We just
even
didn't
like
think that there was enough.
they had it was the same thing as the comic book, just the method was different. Instead of
Right.
it just being a natural innate ability, she had an implant that allowed her
Yep.
to have
E-
photographic reflexes.
Yep, exactly right.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Uh that's not, at least for me, not the part that I hated. What I
Mhm.
didn't like is that bridge scene is all we got. When we got to see her again, she just wasn't a threat. The big thing for me is that Taskmaster is that boy, or in this
Yeah.
case, that bitch. Like she
One of
should
the
have
one of
been
the
whooping
very
ass,
one of the
man.
very few characters that annoys Spider-Man. That Spider-Man does
Yes,
not like fighting.
that nobody likes fighting.
Nobody wants to fight them.
Like,
Like
in for all intents and purposes, through DC and Marvel, Taskmaster is the like perfect assassin. He's the
mhm.
one that like he will mimic you or mimic someone that counters you to take you down.
And
Like
knows strategically which
that's
person to emulate.
where the MCU fumbled. It wasn't with the gender bend. It wasn't with like the slight bending of like the powers and abilities. It was the misuse of one of the coolest powers in all of comics. Like
Yeah. It's frustrating, especially because spoiler warning, don't listen to
yes,
this
this is
next
the point. Do not go any
yeah,
further.
don't go any
But it's
further. I wouldn't
pop
if you haven't. Yeah, it's so just the unceremonious way that they just remove her too, that there's nothing going forward. It's like, come on, what are you
after
doing?
my second watch through, like because Kyle said in the beginning, I went and watched again.
Mhm.
Because I was just so enamored by this movie. It's so good. It's just so good. But like
Highly,
without
highly
a
recommend.
doubt, that is the biggest low. That's the biggest low of the film. I can't. There's so much potential that we lost because the character, as we were just saying, wasn't irredeemable.
No.
How much time has passed since Black Widow and now? Like a decade?
Yeah, in actual real life, 9 years, 7 years, something
Like
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 that.
it would have been really cool to see and show that like over this time that Taskmaster has been out like in the wild, that she has been obsessed with learning
Yeah,
and watching and watching and watching every hero that comes out, every hero that has footage. She's watching, 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 obsessedly watching. It, dude, follow me here.
also
That would have been
also
really cool to be one of her shame rooms.
yeah.
Like if she would have survived through the movie, and like
Oh,
maybe we would have gotten to see like more of the character's shame rooms, which I really wish would have been a thing they would have done.
that
It
would
would
have
have
been
been really
awesome.
cool to see like her shame room being just like her sitting in a bunch of screens, just like
Yeah.
obsessively, like eyes red, just like watching, like needing to be a better Taskmaster. And then when we see her in the film, like at that beginning fight scene, it's upsetting even the second time that she should have been waxing the three of them.
Yes.
Like my first thought is that she should have been whooping U.S. agents' ass as either Captain America or Yelena or someone that counters his bruteness, and
Mhm.
then switched and whooped Ghost's ass as someone who counters Ghost, like Clint, or someone that has like more weaponry, more gadgets,
Yeah.
like,
Throwing
and then
throwing bombs, smoke bombs, like throwing
yes,
like
maybe
being
some more
more
Black Panther moves, some
yeah.
like Daredevil moves. Y- 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 And then
And it's
I would have
just
really loved, this is just me, I would have loved to see a bit between her and Yelena where she uses Natasha's moves against her.
mm,
And it's like a big point of like,
and
hey, like
she's like,
no.
"No, what do you think you're doing? Like, do
Yeah.
not use her moves." Like
Like not against
also
like
also I was wrong.
that would have been cool.
She had 11 years in the
That's the
MCU
amount of time
timeline.
that is between
11 years in the MCU timeline between the last time we saw her and now, which gives her so much time
to
to
have
be a better.
perfected being Taskmaster. And we could have, instead of just being like, I really feel like they felt like the directors and like the powers that be at Marvel that they couldn't redeem this character. And I
Which
don't know
I
why.
truly don't believe that,
Like
especially for a character that doesn't really talk very much. It could have been a lot of
she didn't need that much dialogue. Exactly. She could have
yeah,
been very stoic and just badass, just like a real. Because like at the end of the movie, now we get the new Avengers. It just doesn't feel like we have three super soldiers in like Red Guardian, U.S. Agent, and Bucky. It feels a little redundant there. You know what I mean?
and well,
Like
and they make the mention of like we're all just point and shoot, all of us just point and shoot. Okay, cool. Like so we're
it
useless.
just would have been
Like
cool to have that like silent assassin badass that just like I don't know, man. I just think you guys please tell us if you agree with us in the comments, but like that Taskmaster could have been redeemed in this film.
mhm.
She didn't need to be popped off in the first 5 minutes. There was so much that they could have done with her character. Like she could have fought as Red Guard against Red Guardian as Cap.
Oh,
That would have been really fun and cool.
yeah.
She could have done it against US Agent. That would have been fun. She could have done it against Bucky, and that would have been really like fun. There's just so many characters that she could have
Yep.
pulled from to
I do
give like these like little moments
I
that
do
would have been
really
great.
I do really like what you had said about her being alive to see a shame room of hers, like or a
Yeah.
trauma room, like of her being like even just a trauma room of her like like turning against it, like the thing where Yelena was like I considered her an ally, like
Hmm, hmm.
we were close or whatever, like to see like a little bit more of like she
For the other
regrets.
characters too, to be
Yeah,
honest.
and for
Like
the
how
other
cool would it have
characters,
been to
yeah.
have seen like Bucky? You know, like I
Is
always I harp on Bucky. I want more
yeah.
Bucky always. But like how
But I mean,
like he
like,
just has a pool that you can dip your arm into and pull
dude,
out and it's just tragedy in there.
dude's 100. Take your pick.
Right?
Like, I
It's just
don't.
tragedy in his pool of fucking traumas.
He's got a
Like,
century of tragedy.
oh yeah. I'd
Like,
choose this century, century.
I didn't even.
He didn't even do it on purpose.
Nope.
Hilarious. But like other characters like Red Guardian, it would have been like really cool
Mhm.
to see like, oh dude, follow me here. What if like his shame room was the first scene where we see him where Yelena's knocking on the door and he's watching a video of his old self and he's just like at seemingly one of his lowest points.
And didn't
Uh
hasn't talked to her in a year.
hasn't talked to her in a year, like all this like his shame room being that scene.
Interesting. Interesting.
or,
See,
or
my
oh,
first thought would be like them like him allowing the Red Room to take them as children,
oh, like taking the
or
girls that all
yeah,
oh,
oh,
that would have
or
made me
or
cry. Either
or
one would have made me cry.
or like him finding out that Natasha's dead, like when he first hears the news
Oh,
that his daughter is dead,
damn, bro.
like. And
There is so
he
many good
also
ones
has
there.
quite a
So
few
many
good
good ones
ones.
there.
Yeah. I don't know. Let us know. What do you guys think could have been
Yep.
some trauma
What could have been
rooms
some
that
cool
people have
trauma
gone
rooms for
through?
these characters?
Like Ghost could have had one. Like I'm certain
Ghost
that
is a
they
little
could have.
harder to
Yeah.
think of like something that she
Yeah.
could have. But like she also had a life full of tragedy. I'm sure that it could have
Yeah.
been brought up.
Like it could
Like
have been her absorbing the quantum energy, or like
maybe
I
like
don't
her
know.
being like maybe her being like real like rude or like as a teenager or young woman to like Bill. Because like she had like a kind of father daughter relationship with Bill.
Yeah.
Maybe her like
Regretting the way she treated him in certain capacities,
yeah, like
not
because like these trauma rooms
appreciating him.
aren't necessarily
No,
like
they're
the
based
worst
in
parts of your
shame
life.
and depression.
It's like what you're holding on to that creates your void. Like what's
Yeah,
creating your void is
yeah.
like what those like rooms are.
Which
Uh
there's almost always a shame aspect to uh trauma, and to
yeah, right.
even things that you have completely no you
Like there
shouldn't
could be
have any
some
shame
good
about.
memories,
Hmm.
that someone holds on to that creates that void. Like
Yeah.
maybe like you lost somebody um like US agent could have like a memory with like Lamar Hoskins,
Mm.
his like best friend, or like
Yeah.
Bucky with Steve, where
Yeah.
it's just like something that he's holding on to that is good, but it's creating a void. It's perpetuating that depression and that like
Yeah.
that feeling of emptiness because they're holding on to even good memories.
Yeah.
That
Well,
would have been
he's
really
also
cool to explore.
he's also gone through so much. Bucky specifically has gone
It's
through
true.
so much, and he's also like overcome so much. He broke the Winter Soldier programming. Like there's
Dude, but
certain like
that
things that
think about
he's
that. That
done.
would have been such a good reason to show like Bucky's like everyone thinks like, oh my god, Bucky's trauma room must be so awful. Like, oh my god,
It would have been
full
cool
of
to
so
show
much
him just
bad.
like
But no, that it's a good memory. That is his
or
trauma
yeah,
room.
yeah, yeah,
That it's
or like
something pleasant that is keeping him down now. Like he's
interesting,
past all
yeah.
that negative Winter Soldier, but now what creates a void in his heart
It's
is missing
missing
Steve.
Steve. Yeah.
Is missing his
It could
life
be like
that like
it could
he
be
missed
like
out on. You know what I mean?
flashes of the first movie, Captain America: First Avenger. Flashes from
Yeah.
that,
It was
flashes
like,
from afterwards.
oh, that would have just been so good. You know,
Yeah,
they created, and this is what I love because right, they created in their film this ability for us as fans to do all this awesome speculation.
yeah.
That's like fantastic.
Like imagine what I saw a meme. We talked about it in the episode that we did about it, and then I saw a meme about how where was Spider-Man? Like meanwhile, Spider-Man stuck in reliving
Yeah,
Aunt May and Uncle Ben's deaths, just like oh god,
that
like
with him with Daredevil, I really do hope that it is mentioned in these
going
street
forward,
level
the
characters that we
event
know are in New York, like Daredevil, Punisher, like Spider-Man,
Spider-Man
like
that
maybe not Doctor Strange because he might be in the dark dimension, but like
yeah,
Wong, Wong should have experienced it.
yeah,
Like I would like
like
it to be mentioned in a future
referenced,
project,
at least referenced
something that
the
yes,
event. What did you
yes,
witness during the event? Like,
yes.
something like that.
Hmm.
Um, but the other thing I was thinking with Bucky and Follow Me Here is like instead of his like trauma and like in his shame room, having him be like just like hello old friend kind of thing, like where like he starts to like relive those dark moments and he's just like dealt with it so long that he like it's almost like
Like Riku in Kingdom Hearts, where
exactly like where he
he's like,
welcomes
oh,
it.
I live here, bro.
Yeah, like oh no, I welcome it. Like this is I've existed here for decades. Like all of your lifespans combined is how long I've been
Is the
dealing with
time I
this
was
shit.
mindlessly killing people
Yeah, like I was mindlessly killing people for
before you were
longer than
born.
for longer and for a longer period of time than you were alive. Like
I was an assassin when your parents were still in your dad in your granddaddy's nutsack.
yeah, so he he definitely has some potential to have some really interesting other takes on it. And again, I was gonna say earlier, like I'm certain that they filmed at least a couple of these.
Yeah,
Like
no,
I'm sure that
for
like
sure.
there's a lot of it was left on the cutting room floor with this specifically.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Um,
and that stuff happens, you know.
yeah,
And
exactly.
like again, the movie was fantastic. It's not to say that
Yeah, highly recommend you guys all go watch it. Like
yes.
seriously, if you haven't seen it and you've gotten this far, shame on you for not listening to our warning. But secondly, let us know how you feel about it if you did go and see it and you made it this far. Let us know your thoughts on it. We really, really, really want to hear what you guys have to say about it. I keep seeing people talking about it, and it's nothing but glowing reports. Really, like
Oh yeah,
like the
everyone that I've
MCU is
seen has been
back,
really
everything
positive.
like kind of
Yeah,
thing.
you guys tell us first your opinions on Thunderbolts, how you felt about it. What do you think that this means for the MCU? Like, do you feel like the MCU is back, or are you like, oh, okay, like it was a good movie, but like like let's hold off, let's see how everything else is, or are you like, man, this was because to me this feels like Phase One,
Hmm.
Marvel movie.
Let us know
But
if you agree, disagree. Please give us a follow, like, share, subscribe. Tell everyone about it. We're trying to get as many people into the conversation
please,
as possible. That's what makes this whole thing
trying to
worth
hit that
doing.
elusive 10K,
Yes,
trying to
yes,
get there. If you guys
yeah.
can help
So
us get there, we would be eternally in your debt.
yes, that's at Hosts for Hire podcast with the number 4 at Hosts4Hire podcast. We do appreciate you guys stopping by, and we will catch you with the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.